Good afternoon, folks. Hopefully you're recharged after the lunch and we can get started with the last two pitches of the day. Almost over with it. But I'm excited to present what we're working on at Picketa Systems. Over the last 5 years, we've been dedicated to scanning leaves. Why is that important? Well, to this day, about half of fertilizers are wasted, meaning the farmers go out, they purchase the inputs, they apply it on their field, but they're not actually helping their yield. Is this because farmers want to waste time, money, and effort? Of course not. We just don't know which half of the fertilizers being applied actually matter. You can send off a leaf to a lab to get it analyzed like we did back in New Brunswick on the farm every week. But by the time the chemists get it in the mail, analyze it, and give you a report, it's already too late to take action. It takes days, sometimes weeks, to then get a report on what your crop actually has and what it needs. Agronomists all over the country try to help growers decide what to apply, when, how to best manage the crop. But like I mentioned, this still leads to hundreds of thousands of dollars of the average farm getting spent on inputs that aren't actually driving profitability. And worst of all, this extra application of synthetic fertilizers is also killing the soil unnecessarily. So how do we think we can help this problem? Well, we already have built a solution. We call it the lens. The Leaf Evaluated Nutrient System is an easy-to-use system to scan the leaves directly. Then we've trained an AI to be able to recognize the patterns in the leaf tissue and then give an answer on all the nutrients you would get from a traditional chemical test within a minute. No longer do you have to go stop, bag the samples, ship it off, and then wait for a result. You can do it yourself, get trained within 15 minutes, do it anywhere with no sample preparation. But we know to solve this problem takes more than just giving numbers. We think that farmers don't actually need more data. Farmers need answers. So we go beyond just giving numbers and actually have a whole software platform to put these numbers in context. So rather than having to ship off a sample, get results weeks later from the lab, which is what most folks do in industry, or having a scanner to scan a leaf and tell you have 3% nitrogen, you can actually track your sample locations over the season automatically. Do trials on the platform, be able to look at historical data and use those as benchmark for custom critical levels. All this goes towards changing how fertilization is done, from deciding at the beginning of the season what you're going to apply, and then adjusting best you can. You can actually check your KPIs or your nutrient concentrations every week if you want to, and be able to adjust in season based on your plant's needs. Hear it from some of our clients. These are agronomists working across the industry, saying that they can actually do something now in season when they go to visit a field. Used to be that you would look at your crop, if it's yellow, oh, that's chlorosis, let's apply more nitrogen. But really, it could be three or four other different micronutrient deficiencies. Well, now if you know that on the spot, you can change your action and be able to, like Cassandra said, actually do something. It also saves a lot of time being able to, instead of agronomists spending their time diagnosing problems, they can actually work on making a plan to solve them with their growers. And these aren't our only customers. We've had over 30 clients this past summer generating 400,000 in ARR. So this represents over 25,000 samples we've done in real time over the last couple seasons, including some really high potential clients that we're really excited about, like Cargill, the RAC, McGregor, Ag Co-op Partners, and others. These aren't just clients, they're helping us guide where the product goes, which crops to go into, and helping collect data so we can expand what we started in potatoes to now being able to do corn, canola, and more on the way. Included are some of the leading agronomy institutions in the world, which we see as our insights network. So like I mentioned, we don't just want numbers, we want to be able to collaborate with the researchers doing decade-long studies on actually what crops need in terms of nutrients when. Right now you spend years and years doing field trials, they get all compiled into a report that unfortunately most farmers don't get to read or apply. In our platform, we can have those critical levels, let's say from Cornell, on the platform automatically for this specific variety of apple in this region that's automatically gets compared against from your tissue results. It also helps us expand to more crops and do other projects, like looking at, can we do early pathogen detection to help farmers know when to take action in terms of fungicides and pathogen prevention. So our newest member of this Insight Network is the folks at Cornell Agritech, which we were able to visit during our Grow New York visit a couple weeks ago. We already have one of our systems in their greenhouses in Ithaca, collecting data on New York-specific crops like tomatoes, grapes, and apples, to be able to then apply this in-field by next summer within the extension network. So we're working to bring this technology not just to the researchers, but to the local growers serving hundreds of farms by this summer. With this product that we've now completed with most of the major crops, including potatoes, corn, canola, we're adding soy and wheat next year, looking to add apples, grapes, onions, and more. We see this as ready to hit the market in a bigger way, and we're already projecting to be over $1 million in ARR by next season. This is everywhere we've been able to take samples so far, so going from our home on the East Coast of Canada all the way to the West Coast. If you notice, there's not any samples in New York so far, and we're trying to fix that with not just the project in Cornell, but multiple leads in the region wanting to implement this technology. These leads specifically are ag retailers. So for the average farmer, they get their agronomy information from their ag retailer. Those are the folks that are out in the field assessing the crop and giving recommendations. And with these folks, even with our limited capacity of crops last year, we had over 25% win rate, 88% retention, and about $15,000 a year from a hardware lease and software subscription. If we scale this up to the market opportunity, the current spend is over $200 million a year on tissue analysis. We see with the ag retailers, there's about 30,000 of them in the US, representing over $500 million in potential ARR. If we take the average revenue we make per acre and scale that across just the US and Canada, that represents about a $4 billion opportunity. Pretty large market for us to tackle, and we believe we have the team to tackle this opportunity. 4 friends from rural northwestern New Brunswick went to engineering school together, started work on this project as a passion project, as a capstone, kind of last year project. Had support from our own farms, but also local farmers back home. And then from there, we're now a team of 12 fully dedicated on working on this project. Along the way, we've also been able to attract some of the leading ag tech investors from across Canada, including Tallgrass Ventures, Cohen Capital, NBIF, and others. Among them, multiple farmers that were interested in supporting us and are now customers. So why are we interested in the Grow New York region? Well, we already have a couple ties, including the Cornell Agritech. Our optics supplier is actually based in Rochester. We were able to go and visit them. This is their building behind there. Wanting to work more closely with the Center of Excellence of Optics within the region. We have access to crops that you wouldn't have if you were just in the Midwest or just on the coast, both broad acres and specialty crops. There's a talent corridor for key things we need, like sales, business development, and manufacturing. And as well, it's kind of hard to ship things from Eastern Canada. Having a central location where we can cover 80% of the cropland across the US in 2-day shipping, as we're shipping these units to clients, is pretty useful. As well as having a US present as a Canadian company recently isn't too bad of an idea. So this is our concrete plan. For 2026, within the next 12 months, by winning the competition, we were able to establish our US headquarters within upstate New York in Rochester, build a formal sales team going from the traction we've had with founder-led sales to professional organization, build with Cornell R&D on new crops, on getting this device to farmers, validating with them, and best of all, we invest all of the winnings within this project in New York. So thank you very much. We'd love to take your question now on how we can help farmers know their crops and grow their potential.